Has a lot of battery still to use. Oh, when he spins around the final corner, and that is not what he wants, and he will be saying P15. So who's the first driver? Who is that Alpine? It is Kimi Dekunda, improving by 2/10. What can they do? Qualifying finished, and they go too wide out of the final corner, and they do not improve. Here we go, though, to 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. Red Bull on pole, Ferrari right beside them, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. I think Bubbly did get a pretty good start there, and I think P2, P3 and P4 are fighting it as well as we go down into turn 1. Who is going to be getting the jump, but Bubbly is going to lead us away side by side between the Alpine and the Kick Sauber through turn 2 we go now, and into turn 3. Who is going to have the better line through here? We're going to ride on board with both of them. The Sauber has the tighter line. The Alpine pretty much has the better racing line. Into turn 4 we go, and the Sauber does get in front as we do see a Red Bull there going down the inside of Jaipo Jippy as well, and they get them placed done as well. Can Alex look for the move around the outside of the Mercedes? They do have a slight look, but then they do back out of that one. A couple more drivers going side by side here. Hazza on Kimi Dekunda, I do believe, side by side through turn 6 and through turn 7 and 8. And I think the Haas just has to back out of that move. They have their teammate right behind them. And I think Kimi Dekunda now is going to try and make a move on Alex. A couple of drivers there going wide out of turn 9. Alex down the inside. They've been collected a little bit as Hazza tries to force his way up the inside of the Alpine. Has the outside for turn 12. Can they make that move stick around the outside? But was it a little bit dangerous there of Hazard to basically force his way? And Kimi Dekunda somehow manages to hold on to that P8 spot. As we see a lot of drivers there breaking the slipstream, you can see just how far Bubbly is trying to defend that, and everyone just following behind them. Are we going to see the 2 Haas drivers make a switch there? Yes, we do. Fifas gets in front, and we see the Sauber there going down the inside of Avi. Can they make that move stick as well? And through turn 3 we go, and I think Bass Destroyer does get that move stick, and I think Jojo as well gets that move done as well. Dodo as well getting in on the mix as well. Down the inside of the McLaren as Jojo there goes very wide into turn 4. And now Avi is going to try his move around the outside of Jojo to retake that place going into turn 5. And who's going to get the better exit? And I think it has been Avi. Avi gets back up into P13. But as we look on that, Raven is getting quite close to Bubbly. Let's see if Raven can make a move as we go down into turn 4. And he does send one down the inside. He does get his nose down there. Can he complete the move on the exit of turn 4 and into turn 5? They are still side by side as we go into turn 5. Bubbly has the inside, Raven has the outside racing line, and Raven gets that move stick. We're right on board with the Red Bull of Bubbly. Is he closing in on Raven? And he is 25% on the battery, and he is going to go down the inside of the Ferrari team principal, who will be latest on the brakes, and it was Raven. Bit of contact through turn 1, through turn 2. We are still going wheel to wheel here. Through turn 3 we go. Who is going to get the leading, I guess, voices out of this final battle? Into turn 4 we go, still wheel to wheel with these two, giving it absolutely everything on these opening laps. They are not looking to tyre save, they are looking to fight. Gloves are off in these 2 garages. Bubbly has a very good outside line there, but Raven's still continuing to fight it down the inside. Into turn 7 and 8 we go, still side by side. What a battle we are having, side by side through basically half a lap. And Bubbly finally gets the leading out of that one, or gets the lead out of that battle. We're having some fantastic racing action, and I think Raven was looking to send it down the inside of Bubbly again, going into turn 10. Will Raven be looking to reply to that? And he is getting closer. He is going to go down the inside. Has he cleared it before the braking zone? He absolutely has. He actually, or Bubbly actually taps into the back of Raven a little bit there. And the 2 Haas drivers, obviously, they have been fighting as well. Don't go side by side. What are the Haas drivers doing? Fifa's just having a bit of a front left look up there. Apparently Haas are having gloves off here. They are signed. But going side by side, I mean, fair play to them, but if you're looking to work together, that's not really what you want to be doing. He's still in the fight, but might be a little bit harder as Bathestroyer now goes around the outside of Hazza. Obviously, Hazza has the inside better line, but Bathestroyer is going to have the better racing line. Bath Destroyer not able to complete it, going around into turn 4, but into turn 5. He switches to the inside, laces on the brakes. I think he might have gone a bit deep though. Has Hazard been able to complete the switch back as we go into turn 7 and 8? Yes, he has. But then Hazard goes a little bit deep. Can Bath Destroyer look for a switch back himself? Not really. And we do have a spinner there. That's Alex! And I think he was going side by side with Thievers, I think. And maybe there was a bit of contact with that. But Alex, down in P14 having a spin. I did see some brief yellow flags, and I think it was a bit of contact with those two. Hazard and Bath Destroyer, though, still going at it side by side. And Hazard able to just defend off Bath Destroyer here. Him and Penny have to really try and work together as we see Raven and Bubbly going side by side once again. As I think Raven just got out of the throttle there a little bit and Bubbly is let back through. Maybe Raven just thinks, we went, you know, side by side before. I don't really want to do it again, but I say that, and he's round the outside of Bubbly into turn 4. Into turn 5, though, and they are going to be sending it. Here we go, gloves off again between these two. Bubbly has the outside line, though, and will easily stay in front of Raven on that occasion. I did try and put my nose down the inside, as I think Hazard's actually had a spin there out of turn 10. Raven actually pulls the trigger and goes into the pits. Ooh. Lap 13, he can do the one stop, but Bubbly will have the fresher tyres, but Raven looking for the undercut here. Goes onto the hard compound tyres. And it's just going to be a matter of when Bubbly decides to pit. I think we could see Bubbly in at the end of this lap to try and, well, just basically respond to Raven, really. Problem is, though, will Bubbly be behind? I mean, those two were going at it as Jaipo, Jiffy, and Thievers, they're actually getting an undercut on Raven there. Raven down in a net P3 at the moment, and Bubbly might even be even further down than that. Raven's still 8 tenths behind these two drivers, and he is going to burn the overtake, as he has seen that these two drivers have come into the pits. Bubbly on the exit right now, and he's going to be way behind. Just how far is he going to be behind? He might actually be behind his teammate, and he is. Bubbly, by staying out, he is behind his teammate, and Tharlo is really trying to make a move here. Obviously, Tharlo's tyres are warmed up, and he's going to send one down the inside. Will he try and get the move stick? You can see Brian Evans trying to help him out as we go 3 wide into turn 4 here. Tharlo down the inside. The 2 Red Bulls on the inside going into turn 5. Still 3 abreast going into turn 5. This is fantastic racing. A little mistake here could absolutely cost both of these drivers. And Bubbly is in front of his teammates, and Kimi Dekunda as well has been let through. That Red Bull fight was absolutely superb. Side by side now between the Sauber and the Alpine. Going into turn 9, bit of contact. Kimi Dekunda somehow is in front of all of that, and Tharlo has lost a place. It really does make exciting racing as Avi does go in again, and he gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. What's Avi done there then? I don't know, but he goes onto a set of hard tyres, I presume, to go to the end. I think that's the right terminology there. Kimi Dekunda though and Brian Evans, I think, were having a slight battle there, and I think Kimi Dekunda was actually giving a place to Brian Evans, but in doing so, he tangles with the Sauber through turn 7 and 8, and somehow he has not DNF'd through that, but I can assure you we will be seeing that in the steward's room, and he has some end plate damage there. Well, I'll tell you what, though, I think Saban's had an issue. Saban who was in P4 has dropped down to P8. I don't know if he had any contact or anything through turn 3, but that's him down in P8. Bubbly is now right behind Raven. There is still plenty of overtaking opportunities, specifically into turn 10. Here we go, Raven looking down the inside. He's turned up his engine down the inside, going into turn 4. It's not a place where you usually see drivers go side by side. Bit of contact going into turn 5. Will Raven be able to get that? FIFA still holds it down the inside going into turn 5. Raven has the outside, better racing line. I think Fifas is momentarily ahead. Raven, will he send it back down the inside? He tried to, but not able to. Look at Bubbly as well. He is just right behind this as well. We still have the overtaking opportunity into turn 10. Raven goes wide. Will that allow Bubbly through? And I think it will. They're going to be wheel to wheel going into turn 10. Raven will break laces down the inside. Can he stay in front of that Red Bull? Really trying to force that Red Bull wide. And I think he has just been able to get it, but Bubbly still comes back at him down the inside going into turn 12. Can Raven have the outside? They both have a slide there, but I think Bubbly just stays ahead. But Jaipo Jippy in the Mercedes, he tried the undercut and it has worked out well for him. P1 goes to him. Jaipo Jippy wins the Spanish Grand Prix. FIFA's, what a stint from him. 23 laps on those hard tyres. He will come home in P2, and Bubbly managing to get that move on Raven in the final few closing stages. And Raven, unfortunate for him, he will finish in P4. Brian Evans will finish in P5, followed by Tharlo. Hazard in the Haas will finish in P7. Saban, unfortunate for him with that late spin, P8 or whatever it was for him. Bath Destroyer will stay in front of Alex, and Avi with that 10-second penalty finishes in P11, followed by Penny and then Dodo. And despite Avi's 10-second penalty, he stays in front of Penny. And I think that is going to be your race, unless Dodo is going for the fastest lap, but I really don't think he is. And he will finish in P13 with the non-finishers of Kimi Dakunda and then Jojo.